Okay, so we've showed them the finger signal, and there are actually 4 signals that you've cured something. And Keely, can you rattle them off now? What are the 4 signals that you've cured something?
Well, the one is just, your finger signal or whatever your, physical signal is.
Which is instantaneous.
Yeah.
When you succeed, it's instantaneous.
Right. Another signal is feeling differently, usually a good feeling or a peaceful feeling or, some shift in how you feel. Well, and that can happen instantaneously, or it can happen, after. Sometimes I remove something and I'll get that feeling a few minutes later. It won't happen right away.
Yeah, well, whenever you cure something, as everybody knows, you change from feeling bad to feeling good. It's just that this good feeling comes within what's the time frame?
Well, I don't know if you can make a rule about the time frame, but for me, it either happens right away or within 10 minutes or so.
Okay. So that's another signal. Okay, and what are the other 2 signals?
Well, the symptoms go away.
And that might take days, right?
It take more than days, too.
You cured an incurable liver disease.
Yeah, it took me about 6 months.
So your symptoms of the liver disease that went away within about 6 months?
They went away sooner than that.
But your negative medical test took 6 months to get.
Yeah, I mean, it may have happened sooner, but it wasn't until 6 months that I had the biopsy. So that's when we knew for sure, because that was, according to the doctors, that was the only way we would know for sure whether or not I had this disease expected.
That's the 4th signal.
The negative medical test.
Yeah, that's the 4th signal. And then what we were also saying that after that, you might still have the disease, even though your doctor can't find it.
Well, yeah, this is a longer range version of people who remove something once and think they cured it. It's like you can go and get all these 4 signals and over a period of months actually cure something, get a negative medical test. Like, you can cure cancer. And according to, modern medicine, it's 5 years. That's the signal that you've actually cured it.
Well, your friend Charles cured cancer with doing this, you helped him.
Right.
And that was about 5 years ago.
I think it may have been more even.
And you hear from him every so often, I guess, right?
He's still cancer-free.
Yeah, he's still cancer-free, okay.
You asked what we want people to get out of doing these lessons. That's number 1, is getting signals. But number 2 is to get into the habit of asking, of using signals to get information. And asking questions like this, and getting guidance from a higher power, and not just from your mind and your 5 senses.
Okay, what we're saying here is that you follow a thread of these signals, and you get the in the text tutorials. There's this series of pages. Let me show you the page again. And there's, you can see what this is a table of contents. And in the table of contents, there are a whole bunch of things that you test on each page. So what you were saying before, we want to get you in the habit of testing. So what we do is we show you how to get signals and feed you a lot of questions to test. Yes, Keely?
What you're going to see when you open up these, like you're going to see this table of contents, and we want you to go through it systematically, starting with 1. And at the end of 1, at the bottom of it, there'll be a little link where you can go to the next lesson. It's a series of questions in each one of those lessons that will start getting you in the habit of asking. And when you ask something like this, to test it and get a signal to see what the answer is. So by the end of it, I mean, you may not be in the habit of it watching this tutorial for the first time, but that is our goal. That's where we want you to get. So we want you to keep practicing doing that with everything. Like,
Right.
When you close the lessons and turn off your computer and you're walking around your house, we want you to keep asking questions and testing and getting signals.
Well,
not only questions that we've asked you, do I have any pathologies, or am I running any immune dysfunctions, but is this the right thing for me to eat right now, or am I relating to my husband in a way that gives him love and empowerment, or am I
Keely,
too much force on my kids?
Keely, I tell you what, test that question about how you're relating to Jared. for everybody so they can see
using
it.
too much force? The question about using too much force?
Any question you want to about
Yeah, I've been asking these questions of myself constantly, lately, so in my relationship with him, and really been working on it.
So this is what we're trying to train you to do, which is to ask questions about anything and everything. And also, Keely, say something about the feeling change, the good feeling. How important is that signal?
The good feeling signal?
Yeah.
It's my favorite signal. Well, for one thing, when you have that good feeling, it's much easier to do things that work and to think of things that work and to make the right choices. So that's one of the reasons that the good feeling is so important. To cure something, you've got to be in that, you've got to be in that place. That's a very good place to cure from. Mm-hmm. It can be dangerous to cure something or try to cure something when you're in a bad feeling. That can lead you all over, it can lead you to many bad places. I mean, it can paralyze you. Mm-hmm. So the good feeling is what we want all the time. I mean, that's why we're doing this, isn't it? Isn't that why we're ultimately doing everything we want? We want to feel good. And we want others to feel good.
It's why you cure your herpes. You cure your herpes to feel good.
Yeah.
And you want your spouse to feel good.
Right.
And you can cause that.
You want everybody to feel good. You want everybody in the world to not have emotional disturbances, so we can stop having wars and the struggles we've been having.
Think about this. If everybody on Earth was in the calm, clear place, there wouldn't be any pollution.
So, how do you know that the steps we're showing you, when you do them, that they're actually working? Your mind can tell you all kinds of things. Your mind has told you things in the past. This is where it got you. So you want to know, you want to get some kind of a confirmation that what you're doing, you said you were doing, or that what you're doing is, is the thing that you need to do.
From a higher intelligence, not your intellect, not your mind.
A signal is something that's coming from a higher power, your higher intelligence, or whatever you want to call it, something that you cannot know just with your mind or with your five senses.
Yeah, good.
So you're getting information that you couldn't get any other way, and we're training you how to get signals. In those pictures of the bodhisattvas and the gods and goddesses where they're going like this, and they're going like that. That's
right.
They were doing.
That's what they're doing. They're trying to tell us. They've been trying to tell us for thousands of years.
1,000 years.
Get signals already. What are you doing?
So that's the other thing, is that, so in addition to them being able to get signals and recognizing the signal, and also getting like a reliable signal, like for me, I got a pretty reliable signal in my fingers. Usually if my finger goes like that, that's my signal. And if I'm typing away, I can use my toes or something.
If you're typing.
Some people who are paralyzed get signals by the hair on their arms standing up.
So how do you
to get a signal? You need to know your way.
Keely,
you need to recognize what your signal is.
Keely, how do you get signals when you're doing your nails? Okay, this is good. I have to say,
how fast the nail polish dries.
Really, I have to say that I really enjoy listening to you explain these things.
Oh God, I hope I do.
Okay, this is the page we're talking about. And you will find a link to this page on the YouTube page that plays this movie in the description. So if you read the text description that YouTube provides of the movie, which is to the right of the playing movie, you will see a link to this page, and these are your lessons that you can